You know, when you're deciding between two books after seeing the beautiful covers and you read the descriptions and one makes you think, I need to buy this book? That's what you're going to create today. We're taking your logline from the last lesson and expanding it into a book description so that it can become the main heart of your query letter, maybe be used as your back cover copy or at least the foundation of it for any future agent or editor, and then also your pitch at conferences. We're going to go over a 3 or 4 paragraph structure that works for almost any genre. The first paragraph is essentially the hook and your logline slightly expanded. You need to introduce your character and inciting incident and make us care. And then you have the second paragraph where things get worse. You are adding obstacles, stakes are being raised, and you are going to also expand that from your log line. This is also where genre expectations should start coming in if it wasn't made clear in the hook already. Then you have the impossible choice. This is the main crux of the issue for your character in the book, and you can copy it directly from your logline, but given you have more room to breathe in a book description than a logline, I actually recommend you take advantage of it. Fourth paragraph is about the genre promise. I said that you should be introducing it in the second paragraph, but you can hammer it home with a fourth paragraph by reminding readers that this is the genre it belongs in. So if you are writing a romance, you want to reinforce the idea that love conquers all, or maybe question if love conquers all. If your answer in the book is no, then your book is not actually a romance. But the idea is to get readers interested. And then for a thriller, the inherent question is normally, will your character survive? And you are promising heart-pounding suspense. For your query, your book description should be about 150 to 250 words maximum. I know that's very short. It's shorter than you think. And when your book gets published, it'll actually probably be longer. But you don't want to be too long-winded and waste space in your query that could be better used for other things, which we will go over in future videos. Also, please note that the examples I am giving are actually longer, but I was okay with that because as a new publishing company, I had to be a little bit more flexible about submissions, and I have no regrets with taking on these stories. But know that you should not be writing a long book description for your query just because these examples are longer. These were an exception, not the rule. The book description for Down the Well that we wound up actually publishing is Laura Dearden wants to be happy when she grows up, but navigating her parents' mercurial moods, moving to a new town just 2 weeks before her high school graduation, and dealing with her beloved grandma's declining health all make that dream seemingly impossible. Will her new job be the first step towards happiness, or will it be yet another disappointment? When she falls down a magical well into a world of talking animals that haven't seen a human in years, she must clear her name of the mayor's murder. Although how anyone believes she killed a Herculean-sized alligator is beyond her. Now her survival is tied to a mouse with a chip on her shoulder. There's a cat who owns a pub where the animal patrons might be cannibals, a giant snake librarian who probably wants to eat her, and sentient lampposts who are never there when you need them. Can Laura prove her innocence, help a newfound friend save the town from a dark and dangerous schemer, and find her way home? For Grandma's Little Secret, which is an adult paranormal thriller, we have when imaginative 11-year-old Emma and her parents and friends go to a remote island in the Pacific Northwest during the summer of 1985, she thinks it'll be a normal family vacation. But when she starts dreaming of her loving grandma, Virginia, killing people, she realizes there's more to the sweet matriarch than she thought. And when she has a premonition that her grandmother intends to kill her husband, she knows she has to take matters into her own hands. When she foils Virginia's first plan to murder Grandpa Roy, Emma becomes a target herself. Allied with her friends, Emma must differentiate between make-believe and psychic visions to try to save both her grandfather's life and her own. Here are some mistakes you're not going to want to make. Plot summary mode. You need to focus on the emotional journey and stakes, not plot chronology in your book description. Save that for the synopsis, which we will be discussing in a future lesson. Spoiling the ending. If you say that your main character triumphs over the villain, why would anyone read your book? Instead, you should leave the ending mysterious, but promise a satisfactory story. And you will be spoiling the ending in your synopsis anyway. Too much backstory. I made a bad version of Until the Last Page's book description, so here it goes. And this is just the start of it to show that too much backstory can kill it early on. After her engagement to the perfect man falls apart when she catches him cheating on her, Josephine moves home to live with her parents in a small town and spends her time cooped up in her room or watching TV with her dad. Is that all true for the story? Yes, but is it interesting enough to make you want to know more? Not really. So make sure that you're starting with the story's present conflict. Character soup. What I'm about to say is from Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella and the song The Prince is Giving a Ball, which makes a giant joke of how many names the royals in the royal family have. But you're going to get overwhelmed by the names, and that's the point. You want to only have 1 to 2 main characters featured in your book description and probably only name those 2. The reason Grandpa Roy is named in Grandma's Little Secrets book description is because he is the target of the grandmother and the reason that the whole story comes together. Because if she hadn't been planning to murder him, then the granddaughter wouldn't have had the dream and then the story wouldn't have started. So, strap in because this is a lot of names. His Royal Highness Christopher Rupert, Windermere Vladimir, Carl Alexander, Francois Reginald, Lancelot Herman, Gregory James, son of Her Majesty, Queen Constantina, Charlotte Ermintrude, Guinevere Maisie, Marguerite Anne. As a reminder, that is an excerpt of a song from Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. It is a joke in the song that there are so many names that is 2 people, and yet it sounds like at least 15. You don't want to lose people because you named too many characters to keep track of in a very short amount of time. Use generic language. A heartwarming story doesn't tell you a lot, so you need to use specific compelling details. Let's walk through the template. You're going to start with your logline, add character context, and establish the world or situation that the story opens in. Then you are going to build the complication. What makes it worse? Who or what opposes your character? And what is your character risking? Here's the crisis point. What's the impossible choice that your character has to make? Why is each option terrible? And what will readers desperately want to know about the ultimate choice? And then section 4, the genre promise, if you're going to include it. What are you promising? What is the emotional payoff, and why will readers feel satisfied without spoiling the ending? Fill out each section separately and then combine and refine until it feels cohesive. Don't try to write the perfect version in one go, and understand it might take multiple tries before you feel happy. Before our next lesson, you're going to write your book description and then post it in the community for feedback. And then you might even want to revise based on feedback that you receive. Remember, this is your query letter's heart and soul. Make it irresistible. In the next video, we're going to be talking about your elevator pitch and how to present your book in a face-to-face or verbal format, because it does differ from the written word. You now have 2 of the most important pieces of your query package. You're doing amazing, and there is still more to go.